Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in the pipeline. And now we're going to continue with the 2014 past paper from grade 3. We're on paper C, question 6 now. So if you turn with me to page 11, we'll get started. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this on your own. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. Always work in pencil and then you can just rub it out and have another go, and you'll learn more thoroughly that way than just by passively copying through it with me. And so now we're asked to add the correct rest or rests. Now that's the really important part. It will possibly be more than one. At the places marked with a star in these two melodies to make each bar complete. So there are two melodies, we have two separate time signatures, so just watch out it doesn't continue on in the same time signature. So 3/4 is our time signature. We should have 3 quarter notes or 3 crotchet beats per bar, and we need to show each new beat, and so we need to allocate the rest to show the start of each new beat. So we've got one beat here, we've got one beat here, and so we need to finish this final third beat. We have 2 demi-semiquavers, 2 30-second notes, which combined give us the time of a semiquaver or a 16th note. That's it, just getting my terminology right there. And so we have 3/4 of a beat to fill here. However, it would not be acceptable to I wouldn't do a dotted quaver rest there to show the full marks. I would, because that implies compound time a little bit. So each new beat needs a new rest, and so you need to finish off this other quarter of a beat. So now we have a half a beat there, and there's our remaining half a beat. So that will do just nicely. Let's look at this next bar. We have 2 beats here. There should be 3, and so that's a nice easy 1 beat rest, crotchet beat or a quarter note rest. Let's look at this next one. So now we're in 6/8, 6 quaver beats per bar, 6/8 notes. However, if you remember this is compound time, we need to show each group of 3. So we may have to just allocate the rest to show that compound time grouping. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quaver beats. So we need one more quaver beat to fill this first group of 3 here. So that's nice and simple there. Now here in this next bar we've got a lot of space that we're going to have to show this compound time grouping with rests. So at the moment we have 1, 2 quaver beats. So first job is to complete that first group of 3. So here's our third quaver beat. And then the next job is to show the next group of 3, and that will be a dotted crotchet beat. And that's the only way we can answer that question appropriately, to show each group of 3. So there's our dotted crotchet, dotted quarter note. There's one group of 3, and then we finish the second group of 3. This last bar, however, is easy peasy because we just use the very simple shortcut way of a whole note rest, a semi-breve rest, which just means a complete bar silence regardless of the maths. So that's nice and easy there. Let's look at the next bar, the next question I should say. And so we need to rewrite this melody, but now we need to use notes and rests of half the value. and we need to change the time signature to reflect that. So at the moment we have 2 beats in a bar, and each beat is a minim or a half note. So we're in duple time. We need to stay 2 beats in a bar, but to halve the values we go from half notes or minim beats to crotchet beats or quarter notes. And so our time signature to show that will be 2/4. And now we can just halve everything. So to halve this little run here, we add another beam to make those semiquavers. If we colour that in, add another beam to make those semiquavers and demi-semiquavers. Again, add another beam, colour that in, that'll halve that, add another beam. That will have a little tail or beam, that will have an extra one, that will have an extra tail. We can join those together with extra tails and colour that one in, so we can see how we're going to halve everything. So we're here, we've gone from quavers to semiquavers. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm just get all the note heads in place, keeping everything aligned. I know that's coloured in now, that's tied, just so I know I'm not going to run out of space. And then I've got all my stuff laid out, all the bits and bobs laid out, and I'm not going to lose track of where I am. There's enough to think about without worrying about which note I am and getting lost. So I'm just keeping everything reasonably aligned. I can do that straight away, however, and I'll worry about the rest afterwards. We may have a few decisions to do about stems as well. Okay, so I know these 4 are going to be in a run. They were quavers, and so now it becomes semiquavers or 16th notes. That was a minim, so that becomes a crotchet or a quarter note. So I know these 3 are going to be beamed together, slight downwards direction. So that was quaver semi, so it's going to become semiquavers and then demi-semi, but I'll just do that again because I went wonky. Good job of using pencil. So all of those will now be semiquavers, and then we need the extra line to show that they are demi-semiquavers. That makes sense. So all of these are together, and they were semiquavers, and they now become demi-semis with 3 lines. There we go. In actual fact, what I can do now I know that they are semiquavers and demi-semiquavers, I can actually join those together to show the crochet beats. Shall I do that again? Let's just make that neat and tidy, because we group together in crochet beats or quarter notes. So I'm just going to extend all of those stems, and they can all go together actually, although they're split there. These can all go together. So I need 2 lines straight off, and then from here onwards we need 3 lines. There we go, that's a bit neater, and then that's properly beamed, isn't it, showing our crochet beat unit value. That's just a crochet. Now these were quavers, so they're going to become semiquavers. So 2 beams there. That can become a quaver on its own, and then that will become a semiquaver on its own. You could, if you wanted to, put the rest in like that. That would be acceptable, showing your crochet beat group, putting your rest in the middle there, if that makes sense. You could do it that way. Here we can choose either way with the stems. We're going to have to join those together, so I'll keep the stems going down, that's what they did, but now we'll beam those together and that becomes a crochet. There we go. So that's that question completed. I hope you're finding this helpful. I hope it's helping you with your studies. I also hope that you are enjoying working through this. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resources that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.